Tonight, a secret hit list turns a small town upside down.
It's shocking.
Who's behind the threats? Our exclusive investigation tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS News. Experience you can trust.
From all of us
to all of you, happy holidays from CBS 4.
They're going to use any means possible to turn this economy around.
Kindest cut, the Federal Reserve slashes its key interest rate to a record low. Crash course, a lesson in small cars collisions. And well-heeled, the black eye from the green zone returns to the White House.
The shoe check-in policy and check-out policy will begin tomorrow.
This is the CBS Morning News for Wednesday, December 17th, 2008. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Meg Oliver in for Michelle Gielan. It was a financial attention grabber that sent stocks in the U.S. soaring. But this morning, reaction overseas to the historic Federal Reserve interest rate cut has been modest. Tokyo's benchmark Nikkei index finished slightly higher. Stocks in Hong Kong did a little better. Stocks in Britain opened higher as well. Here's a live look at the FTSE. Claire Leka is here in New York with details on the surprising Fed action. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Meg. The move is being described as unprecedented. The Federal Reserve cutting its key interest rate to its lowest level on record, part of an aggressive attack on the deepening financial crisis. The Fed's move caught Wall Street by surprise, but sparked a big rally, sending the Dow Jones Industrials up 360 points.
It's big, it's bold.
The Fed slashed its benchmark interest rate at least 3/4 of a point to its lowest rate ever, and said it would likely remain at exceptionally low levels for some time. Ben Bernanke also promised to use all available tools to tackle the growing recession and turn the economy around. In other words, the Fed is spending big, planning to pump upwards of $3 trillion into the economy.
They will probably start buying anything and everything to try to get money into the financial system.
Working feverishly to jumpstart the economy and thaw frozen credit markets, the Fed says it will buy up mortgage-backed securities and credit card debt.
For the next 2, maybe even 3 years, the Fed will be, if you will, not only the lender of last resort, but it'll be sort of the banker of last resort.
Personal lending rates are expected to drop in the coming weeks, but for now, a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is still at 5.5%. A car loan more than 6%, a home equity loan more than 8%, and credit card interest rates more than 14%. Economists say it will still be months before the recession loosens its grip. And news on the economy is expected to get worse before it gets better. Nearly 2 million jobs were lost since January, and the fear of unemployment can stifle any attempt at recovery.
Most importantly, the key is the job market. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the interest rate is if people are nervous about their jobs.
A new stimulus plan in the pipeline that could cost $1 trillion is expected to create jobs, but economists fear the unemployment rate could hit double digits. Today, the Commerce Department reports on the current trade deficit. Meg?
Claire, OPEC is huddling this morning. What are the expectations?
Yeah, you know what, Meg? Oil prices are down 70% from their July high, and investors are waiting to see how big of a production cut OPEC will announce at that meeting today in order to prop up those prices. A Saudi oil minister said OPEC would likely slash production by 2 million barrels a day. Meg?
All right, Claire Leka here in New York. Thank you. President-elect Barack Obama announces more cabinet picks today. He's expected to nominate former Iowa Governor Tom Vilsack for Agriculture Secretary and Colorado Senator Ken Salazar to lead the Interior Department. The panel looking into the possible impeachment of Governor Rod Blagojevich hears its first testimony today. Meanwhile, it turns out a well-known congressman has been informing the government about the governor for years. Tara Mergener in Washington has more. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Meg. Well, as all that is going on, the impeachment panel should hear from the governor's attorney today, but so far there are no signs his client will leave office willingly.
Governor Rod Blagojevich isn't going down without a fight.
He's not stepping aside. He hasn't done anything wrong. We're going to fight this case.
Today, Blagojevich's lawyer will argue before the Illinois legislature, just one day after lawmakers launched an unprecedented impeachment inquiry against the embattled governor.
I had hoped we could avoid this day. But really the corruption charges that came to light last week were so devastating that it made it impossible.
The case got even more complicated yesterday after Jesse Jackson Jr. revealed he's been a federal informant for years, ratting on the disgraced governor and other corrupt officials. He told investigators the governor didn't give Jackson's wife a state job because Jackson refused his request of a $25,000 donation. Despite Obama's efforts to avoid the Senate for Sale controversy, the president-elect got pulled into the dispute yesterday and avoided any questions about the investigation.
Let me just cut you off, because I don't want you to waste your question. As I indicated yesterday, we've done a full review of this. The facts are going to be released next week.
Mr. Obama says he'll let Illinois lawmakers decide whether a special election should be held to fill the seat. Republicans are all for it, hoping to snag a spot they had no chance of getting before the scandal. But the Democratic majority has shelved that idea for now. They say the election's $50 million price tag is too expensive and would leave the state with a Senate vacancy for months.
And as far as impeachment proceedings, they could last well into January. Meg, back to you.
Tara, as you mentioned, Republicans are apparently going all out to nab Obama's Senate seat. What is the latest there now that the special election is shelved?
Well, Meg, the latest is that they've launched a major political ad campaign demanding a special election for that Senate seat. They say Democrats are afraid of losing that seat because of the backlash, and they're going all out to grab that.
All right, Tara Mergener in Washington, thank you. The White House is still considering options for helping U.S. automakers. General Motors and Chrysler say they will run out of money within weeks unless they get government loans. Some lawmakers are opposed using money from the financial industry bailout. White House Press Secretary Dana Perino says concessions have to be made by all parties.
I don't think that there's any possible way that this president would agree to allow taxpayer financing to go towards firms that are not willing to make tough decisions to become viable and competitive in the future.
During that session with reporters, Perino was sporting a black eye. She got that during the now infamous shoe incident in Iraq when a reporter hurled his shoes at President Bush. A Secret Service agent leaped to protect the president, and Perino was accidentally hit with a microphone stand. The injury could be seen below Perino's eye. Perino started her media briefing yesterday with what she joked was a new policy for White House reporters.
The shoe check-in policy and check-out policy will begin tomorrow.
Asked about how she was feeling, Perino said she was fine. Just ahead on the morning news, crash test results for small cars, plus fail-safe rescuers scramble to rescue a boy trapped in a vault. First, Katie Kirk has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
An exclusive report, a once quiet town turned upside down by a secret hit list. Residents fearing for their lives. Who's behind the threats? We'll have that story and more tonight, only on the CBS Evening News.
The holidays are a time for giving, and I'm giving the department stores a good whooping.
Angela Eves, Burlington Coat Factory merchandise buyer.
I put together a whole store full of gifts for every person on your list. Hundreds, even thousands of gifts. At prices so low, you'll have something left over for, dare I say it, yourself. And it doesn't even matter if you've been naughty or nice.
Save up to 70% off department store prices every day. Burlington Coat Factory. Everyone loves a great buy.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't
test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
Luxurious fragrance and softness for you and your clothes. Indulge your senses with new Snuggle Creme Fabric Softener.
Each of these 124 delicious Campbell's soups contains no MSG. In fact, we make more soups with no MSG than anyone else even makes soups. Campbell's.
Expressways in Chicago became parking lots. 3 to 5 inches of snow turned the evening rush hour yesterday into a traffic nightmare. More than 300 flights were canceled at O'Hare International Airport and about 50 at Midway. Commuters are advised to take public transportation this morning. Tough economic times mean more drivers are buying smaller cars to save money on gas. Meanwhile, new crash tests show that smaller vehicles are making progress when it comes to safety. Susan Copen has details.
Thanks to fluctuating gas prices and tight budgets, more and more consumers are thinking small. Smaller cars are growing in popularity. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety just tested 7 small cars. The 2009 models include the Suzuki SX4, the Toyota Matrix and its twin, the Pontiac Vibe, the Ford Focus, the Chevrolet HHR, the Hyundai Elantra, the Saturn Astra, and the Chrysler PT Cruiser. The Institute also tested a mini car, the Mini Cooper. All of them received the highest rating of good in frontal crash tests.
When we first started doing frontal crash tests back in 1995, half the vehicles were rated marginal or poor. Now virtually every vehicle we test is rated good.
But only the Suzuki SX4 plus the Toyota Matrix and the Pontiac Vibe received a rating of good inside crash tests. The Chrysler PT Cruiser received the lowest rating of poor. According to the Institute, the side crash test it performed on the PT Cruiser would likely have led to serious injuries in a real-world situation.
There's a lot of intrusion into the vehicle from the barrier that's crashing in. And we also see high injury readings, which mean, fractured ribs, means internal organ injuries, maybe a fractured pelvis.
But all 7 of the small cars tested and the Mini Cooper offered the added protection of standard side airbags.
We think that side airbags, especially side airbags with head protection, should be standard equipment on every vehicle, and it's getting there.
But the Institute says car manufacturers need to do a better job of protecting drivers and passengers in rear crashes. Only 2 cars, the Ford Focus and the Mini Cooper, got a top rating of good in rear crashes. The PT Cruiser came in with a rating of poor.
What we're looking for here is a good seat and head restraint design that keeps the head and the body moving forward together so your neck's not doing so much work.
To further protect consumers, the Institute is calling on car manufacturers to make electronic stability control a standard feature in small cars. This life-saving technology helps drivers keep their cars on the road when they start to swerve and lose control. For The Early Show, Susan Copen, CBS News, New York.
More than 50 people were evacuated from gondola cable cars at a Canadian ski resort. A tower supporting the gondolas partially collapsed yesterday at Whistler Resort in British Columbia. Some of the cars were hanging precariously. 13 people were treated, but there were no serious injuries. In Istanbul, a boy is safe this morning after being saved from a safe. The 8-year-old was locked inside a vault while playing outside a store Sunday. The owner was away, so firefighters desperately tried to cut and hammer it open. After a few hours, the safe was open and the boy was carried out. Straight ahead, your Wednesday morning weather, and in sports, a close call for Jack Nicholson's favorite team.
A
young lady come in the store, and she was shopping for a phone for her husband for Christmas, but she was concerned that he was going to end up finding out. I told her, I said, we can do the upgrade on your phone, and we'll leave his old phone still activated. When he goes to bed, you take his SIM card out of the phone and put it in the new one, and then wrap it up. Have somebody from another room call the phone, and it'll ring under the Christmas tree. And she thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I could just imagine, you know, the look of excitement on his face when that box started going off.
For a red, irritated nose, try Puffs Plus with lotion and a touch of shea butter. It's more soothing than plain tissue. Why use any other? A nose in need deserves Puffs Plus indeed.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. These Duracell batteries were given to the Mattel Children's Hospital, UCLA, because when it comes to kids and healing, you're not just powering a toy, you're powering a smile. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
I'll tell you a little secret. I use fresh herbs to bring out the flavor of my homemade dishes. Now I can get fresh herbs all year round with the Gourmet Chia Herb Garden. It contains everything you need to grow fresh herbs right in your own kitchen. And with the patented Chia growing sponge, you don't have to bother with messy potting soil. Just place a moistened Chia sponge in each clay pot, sprinkle on the herb seeds, and watch it grow. Fresh herbs are always at my fingertips. I bought one for my mother, my friend, and myself.
Available at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Kmart.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, mostly cloudy, 43. Miami, sunny and beautiful, 82. Chicago, partly cloudy, 21. Denver, 29. Los Angeles, heavy rain, 58. Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows more storm clouds over the southwest. Well, it's also a gray morning from the southern plains to the New England coast, where it will snow till noon. Meanwhile, temperatures will be moderating slightly across the northern plains. More heavy rain will swamp southern California, while rain and snow spreads over the rest of the southwest. In sports, the NBA's Lakers took their time to get going. Kobe Bryant had 28 points for Los Angeles, 9 of them in the last 7.5 minutes. But the Lakers didn't go ahead for good until Trevor Ariza scored with about a minute to go. Los Angeles beat New York 116 to 114. Brandon Roy scored 30 points for Portland in just 3 quarters. The Trailblazers dumped the struggling Sacramento Kings 109 to 77. In Houston, Tracy McGrady had his first triple-double of the season, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. Houston beat Denver 108 to 96. And the coach with the most wins in college football history is coming back for more. Penn State's Joe Paterno has signed a new 3-year contract. He turns 82 next week. A bad hip kept Joe Pa up in the press box most of this year. 6th-ranked Penn State plays number 5 Southern California in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories and closure in the murder case of Adam Walsh.
For 27 years, we've been asking, who could take a 6-year-old boy? We needed to know. And today we know.
Imagine doing this, then doing this with your best fountain pen. The classic fountain pen won't leak or blot because of its virtually indestructible nib. Writing smoothly and effortlessly. In this deluxe set, you get the fountain pen, plus a roller pen, ball pen, 2-color pen, micro pen, and mechanical pencil, as well as this fantastic 66-piece refill set, a wonderful gift in this presentation case.
Available at Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, and Kmart.
Clap on! Shh. When you don't want to clap, get the Clapper Plus. Now with a portable remote control. Have the switch always handy. Turn on the light. Or choose your perfect location to mount the remote. Turn on the music. The Clapper Plus works from anywhere, even through windows and walls. Clap on! Or switch on. The Clapper Plus.
Available at Target, Walgreens, Ace, and True Value.
When it comes to your money, it's more important now than ever to make all the right decisions, but you don't have to do it alone. CBS 4 News has assembled a special For Your Money team to cover every aspect of our financial crisis and to explain exactly how it all affects you. We stand committed to help you get through these tough economic times with more information and advice on air and online. Count on the 4-Year Money Team, only on CBS 4 News.
From all of us at CBS, happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
From everyone at Ghost Whisperer.
From all of us at Mentalist.
From all of us at The Big Bang Theory.
From all of us at CSI.
From all of us at The Unit.
Happy holidays.
From all of us.
To all of you. Happy holidays.
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 From CBS 4.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. Another round of flooding downpours is expected across Southern California, while a mixture of rain and snow spreads over the rest of the Southwest. Elsewhere, the Northwest will be stormy too. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. Asian stocks were slightly higher this morning following yesterday's historic announcement from the Federal Reserve. It cut its key interest rate to the lowest point ever. Today, President-elect Barack Obama is expected to announce 2 more cabinet picks: former Iowa Governor Tom Vilsack for Agriculture Secretary and Colorado Senator Ken Salazar to lead the Interior Department. And the latest crash test finds smaller cars are getting safer. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says automakers have made big improvements in small car safety. Police in Florida say the 1981 murder of Adam Walsh has been solved. His father, John Walsh, has advocated for missing children and helping police on the TV show America's Most Wanted. Kelly Kobiea reports.
They're the words John and Reve Walsh had been longing to hear for 27 years.
It is our determination and conclusion that Otis Toole was the abductor and murderer of Adam Walsh.
A definitive answer as to who killed their 6-year-old son, Adam Walsh, the smiling boy in the baseball cap. It was Otis Toole, a drifter and violent pedophile who died in prison 12 years ago.
This is a wonderful, wonderful day, in spite of why we're here.
For 27 years, we've been asking, who could take a 6-year-old boy and murder him and decapitate him? Who? We needed to know.
Adam Walsh disappeared from a Sears store in Hollywood, Florida in 1981. He had been there with his mother.
Reve said, Adam, I'll be in the lamp department 2 hours over. And he said, Mommy, I know where that is. And 10 minutes later, she returned and he was gone.
2 weeks after he vanished, fishermen found the boy's decapitated head in a canal more than 100 miles away. The rest of his body was never found.
The next of kin is being notified at this point in time.
Toole, a serial killer, was a suspect from the beginning, but police acknowledge missteps in the investigation, losing bloody carpet from Toole's car, then the car itself. Despite that, police say the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming.
This is a day that's long overdue. It truly is.
After Adam's murder, John Walsh became an activist for missing children, launching a TV show to track down violent criminals.
This is a bad day for you.
And pushing for laws to help parents.
It's now my high honor to sign the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act.
He had a message for those parents.
Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope.
Walsh said there is no closure, only justice, and his family finally has it. Kelly Kobiea, CBS News, Hollywood, Florida.
Clear blue skies, the breeze on my skin, the notion of being so small. Take pleasure in the little things. Estee Lauder, pleasures.
Give her something sheer and shimmering. Estee Lauder Pleasures Eau de Parfum Spray, Body Lotion, Bath and Shower Gel, and Parfum Atomizer. Just $79.50. Now at Macy's.
Silent night, holy night, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly
From all of us at CBS, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. From everyone at Ghost Whisperer.
From all of us at Mentalist.
From all of us at The Big Bang Theory.
From all of us at CSI.
From all of us at the unit.
Happy holidays.
From all of us.
To all of you, happy holidays.
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 From CBS 4.
Next, Rach.
Who do we need to fire? Use my book, please. Come here.
We're all thinking it.
I put hot food on the table. You sit your
You
down
better
and
say
eat it.
But Jamie Lee Curtis is saying it.
Pole dances sober. Anybody lactating?
Then his wife, Rebecca Romaine, is pregnant with twins. She's glowing.
Glowing but huge.
Now New Yorkers help Jerry O'Connell prepare for fatherhood.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Today at 9 on CBS 4.
This morning, Honda announced salary cuts as profits plunge. Japan's second largest car maker slashed its profit forecast by 67%, blaming the global recession. Honda managers are being forced to take a 10% pay cut. Last month, Honda sales fell 32% compared to the same time last year. Steve Jobs will be a no-show at the annual Macworld Computer Show next month. The Apple Computer CEO will not be delivering his usual keynote address. In the past, he's used it to unveil groundbreaking gadgets. Apple also says this will be its last Macworld. It has other ways to promote its products now. Despite some good economic news, consumers are still facing a credit crunch. The government reported yesterday that consumer prices fell 1.7% in November. That's the biggest drop on record, with plunging gas prices leading the way. But one price isn't coming down: the price of using credit cards. Mark Strassman has the story.
True to her small-town roots, Miriam Majors has never lived large. She buys her clothes at Goodwill and always pays bills on time.
Bye, y'all have a good day.
So when Bank of America suddenly jacked her credit card's interest rate from 7.9% to 28%, this nurse was shocked.
Have the rules changed? Did I miss something here?
Turns out the bank changed her rate because her credit limit on another card had been slashed by more than $7,000.
It just didn't make sense to me because I did know what our credit scores were.
It's called balance chasing. Banks, worried about their own rising loan defaults, are chopping credit limits on customers who don't pay off their balance every month.
It's a risky environment, so everybody's being a little bit more careful.
By one estimate, $2 trillion worth. 40% of available consumer credit will be gone by 2010.
This one was 7.9.
Once Miriam Majors' balance was cut, it was a downward spiral. Banks noticed that she had less available credit, and that lowered her credit score by 50 points, from an excellent 783 to 733. And that's what made her interest rate balloon.
They got you coming and going.
Right. It's all to them.
In a statement, Bank of America couldn't comment on a specific customer's account, but said it's taking a more aggressive look at accounts in the current environment. But consumer advocates say cardholders are getting kicked when they're down.
This is incredibly unfair. People need to know what the rules of the game are, and they follow them accordingly.
Disgusted, Majors closed her Bank of America card and opened an account at her local credit union, where account holders have a voice in making the rules.
I don't even want another credit card. I don't. I really don't.
You've had it.
I've had it.
This Thursday, the Federal Reserve is expected to restrict certain credit card practices. Squeezed consumers could use the relief. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Tullahoma, Tennessee.
That's the CBS Morning News for this Wednesday. Thanks for being here with us. We hope to see you for the early show. I'm Meg Oliver. Have a great day.
CBS News is very good news.
A lot is happening early every day this month with the Early Show's perfect gift ideas. Chic presents that are cheap to buy every day this month, only on the Early Show.
Tonight, a secret hit list turns a small town upside down.
It's shocking.
Who's behind the threats? Our exclusive investigation tonight on the CBS Evening News.
The New Adventures of Old Christine, tonight on CBS.
From all of us
to all of you, happy holidays from CBS 4.
Good morning, I'm Cynthia Demas.
And I'm Jawan Strader. Here's what's making news right now. Case closed. The emotional ending to the Adam Walsh murder case.
We plead with the community today, and only this community, to turn this coward in.
South Florida is now calling for the community's help in finding a 10-month-old baby's killer.
And South Florida is getting a little holiday help. We're live where dozens of people are lined up to receive free food baskets.
CBS 4 News This Morning begins right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
Good morning. It is coming up on 5 o'clock this Wednesday, December 17th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cynthia Demas.
And I'm Jawan Strader for Jim Berry, who is off this morning. Good hump day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Lisette Gonzalez is here with our first forecast. Good morning, Lisette.
Good morning, Jawan and Cynthia. Good morning to all of you at home. That's right. It's Wednesday, 1 week away from Christmas Eve. Uh-oh. Yeah, time is running out. Let's talk about the radar right now. We had a couple of showers sweep across Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Aventura, Coral Springs. So a little bit of wet weather. Some of the roads and the highways mean a little bit on the sick side. Temperatures right now, we've got a mixed bag. As you can see, a little bit milder closer to the coast, 74 in Fort Lauderdale, 68 in Miami, but then all the way in West Kendall, much cooler, 61 degrees. Going to need a light sweater there. And also down in Homestead, 64 degrees, so about a 10-degree difference there. In terms of the temperatures this afternoon, more of the same. We've been enjoying the 80s, warm weather the past couple of days. That's not going to be changing today. A mix of sun and clouds. 10% chance of some stray showers, as we've already seen this morning. This evening, nice and mild, 74. We'll have the rest of the work week and weekend forecast coming up right now. Christina Loren's going to let you know what you can expect out there on the roads and the highways. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning to you, Lisette. Yeah, because of that wet weather, make sure you travel cautiously this morning wherever you're headed. No accidents right now, but we do have some construction to tell you about. It's a big morning for construction on the Don Shula at the Palmetto intersection, as well as the Don Shula Snapper Creek intersection. This is all next to Santa's Enchanted Village. So as you travel through there this morning, just be aware there's lots of construction taking place, and bring your patience with you. You could see delays up to 5 minutes, but that's about it. Meanwhile, if you're catching a flight this morning, we have no delays out of either major airport. We'll let you know if that changes throughout the morning. For CBS 4 Traffic, I'm Christina Loren.
For 27 years, we've been asking, who could take a 6-year-old boy and murder him and decapitate him? Who? We needed to know. We needed to know. And today we know.